Okay, so you want to own a car wash. You drive past one on a Saturday morning. The line is wrapped around the building. Cars are queued waiting for service. The business appears to be doing incredible volume. A basic car wash costs $8 to $15. A premium wash costs $15 to $25. Add-ons, interior detail, tire shine, wax, are $5 to $10 each. Average transaction is $18 to $25. A car wash can process 80 to 120 cars per day depending on wash type and bay count. At 100 cars per day, a $20 average is $2,000 in daily revenue. Over 365 days, that's $730,000 annually. The margins look extraordinary. You're essentially spraying water on cars and collecting money. The cost of water is minimal. Labor is minimal. It sounds like owning a printing press that prints money every time a car pulls in. It sounds like owning a car wash in 2010 when car ownership was normal, when people washed cars regularly, when subscription models didn't exist yet, and when anyone with capital and a location could build a profitable business. That is exactly the comparison people are making right now. The car wash industry generates over $15 billion annually in the United States. There are over 25,000 car washes operating. Car wash subscriptions have exploded. Unlimited monthly passes are everywhere. The business model seems recession-resistant. People always need clean cars. But here's what is actually happening on the ground, inside car washes when the cameras are off and the actual financial statements are open. The reality of owning a car wash is completely different from what the busy Saturday mornings suggest. Some car washes are making money. Many are barely surviving. And a significant number are losing money every month while servicing debt on depreciating equipment. The gap between the few that thrive and the vast majority that fail comes down to a handful of things that almost nobody explains before you invest $500,000 to $2 million in real estate, equipment, and infrastructure. By the end of this, you will know exactly where the money comes from, where it disappears to, what the hidden costs really are, and what separates the car washes that generate returns from the ones that became expensive capital traps disguised as busy operations. What a CR wash actually sells. The subscription model trap. People assume that owning a car wash means you're selling individual car washes at premium prices. You are. But that's not where the profit comes from anymore. What a car wash actually sells today is unlimited monthly subscriptions. $20 to $40 per month for unlimited washes. The subscription model looks phenomenal in theory. You get recurring revenue. You can predict monthly income. You can forecast customer lifetime value. But here's the brutal truth that most car wash owners don't understand until they're drowning in losses. The subscription model inverts the unit economics completely. A customer paying per wash, once or twice per month, generates $20 to $50 per month. A customer on an unlimited subscription for $30 per month washes twice per week. They're using 4 times the water, 4 times the chemicals, 4 times the labor, but paying the same amount. You're essentially discounting your service 75% for your best customers. This is the hidden trap of subscription models. Early car washes that moved to subscriptions thought they were building predictable recurring revenue. What they actually did was destroy unit economics on their most loyal customers. The secondary trap is that subscription customers are price-sensitive switchers. They're not loyal to the car wash. They're loyal to the $30 monthly price point. If a new car wash opens offering $25 monthly unlimited, they leave. Customer acquisition cost becomes irrelevant if retention is 40% annually. You're constantly replacing subscribers at higher marketing costs just to maintain volume. The full upfront investment, what actually costs money. Everyone talks about equipment. Nobody talks about everything else that eats capital before the first car is washed. Real estate and construction, $300,000 to $1.5 million. A car wash location needs good visibility and traffic flow. Commercial rent is $2,000 to $6,000 per month or $24,000 to $72,000 annually. Build-out for a bay-based system requires concrete, drainage, water lines, electrical systems, structures. A single bay touchless wash costs $150,000 to $300,000. A 4-bay system costs $600,000 to $1.2 million in construction. Cost, $300,000 to $1.5 million. Wash equipment and systems, $200,000 to $800,000 automatic wash equipment, payment systems, chemical dispensers, drying systems. A quality automatic wash system costs $200,000 to $600,000. Multiple bays multiply cost. Installation and integration, $50,000 to $200,000. Cost, $200,000 to $800,000. Software and membership systems, $30,000 to $100,000 subscription software. Mobile app. Automatic billing. Membership tracking. Payment processing integration. Cost, $30,000 to $100,000. Permits, compliance, and environmental, $30,000 to $100,000 environmental permits. Wastewater treatment. Building permits. Business licenses. Varies by jurisdiction. Cost, $30,000 to $100,000. Initial inventory and supplies, $15,000 to $50,000 chemicals, soaps, waxes, cleaning supplies, paper products. Initial stock. Cost, $15,000 to $50,000. Insurance, $5,000 to $20,000 annually. General liability, property, workers' compensation. Cost, $5,000 to $20,000 per year. Signage and branding, $15,000 to $50,000 professional signage, marketing materials, website, social media setup. Cost, $15,000 to $50,000. Initial staff and training, $20,000 to $60,000 hiring attendants, managers, and customer service staff. Training. Initial payroll during ramp-up. Cost, $20,000 to $60,000. Working capital and buffer, $50,000 to $200,000 operating expenses during ramp-up. Equipment repairs. Contingencies. The real total investment, for a legitimate multi-bay car wash, the total upfront investment is $700,000 to $2.8 million depending on location and equipment quality. Most operators finance 60% to 75% through real estate loans and equipment financing. A $1.2 million investment at 6.5% over 10 years is $14,200 per month in debt service, or $170,400 per year. Where the money actually goes, the operating cost reality. Once you're open, the costs are relentless. And this is where the car wash business reveals why subscription models destroy profitability. Water and sewer, 12% to 18% of revenue. A single car wash uses 30 to 50 gallons of water. At 100 cars daily, that's 3,000 to 5,000 gallons. Water and sewer costs are $1,000 to $2,000 monthly. On $50,000 monthly revenue, that's 2% to 4%. But this is gross. Most car wash facilities have significant wastewater discharge that's metered separately. Actual cost, 8% to 15% of revenue. Chemicals and supplies, 15% to 25% of revenue. Soap, wax, tire shine, polymers, sealants. These are the primary variable costs. Higher quality chemicals cost more but increase perceived value. Cost, 15% to 25% of revenue. Labor, 20% to 35% of revenue. Attendants manage the wash bays. Cashiers handle payment. Managers oversee operations. A car wash with 4 bays and high volume needs 6 to 10 staff members. Cost, $10,000 to $17,500 monthly, or 20% to 35% of revenue. Rent/facility costs, 8% to 15% of revenue. A $3,000 monthly lease on $50,000 monthly revenue is 6%. In premium locations or with build-to-suit arrangements, it's 10% to 15%. Equipment maintenance and repairs, 10% to 15% of revenue. Automatic wash systems break constantly. Pumps fail. Dryers malfunction. Payment systems need service. Budget 10% to 15% of revenue for maintenance and repairs. Utilities beyond water, 3% to 6% of revenue. Electricity for equipment, lights, heating. Natural gas for hot water systems. Cost, 3% to 6% of revenue. Credit card processing, 2% to 3% of revenue. Most transactions are card-based, especially subscription charges. Cost, 2% to 3% of revenue. Marketing and customer acquisition, 5% to 10% of revenue. Promoting the subscription offering, retaining customers, attracting new subscribers. Cost, 5% to 10% of revenue. Professional services, 1% to 2% of revenue. Accounting, tax, legal consultation. Cost, 1% to 2% of revenue. The monthly revenue and cost reality for a typical car wash, a multi-bay car wash with subscription model, 100 cars daily times 25 operating days equals 2,500 cars monthly. Subscription customers, 60% 1,500 customers times $30 per month equals $45,000 per wash. Customers, 40% 1,000 cars times $18 equals $18,000 total monthly revenue, $63,000. Now the costs, text water and sewer, 12%, $7,560, chemicals and supplies, 20%, $12,600, labor, 28%, $17,640, rent, 10%, $6,300, equipment maintenance, 12%, $7,560, utilities, $2,500, credit card processing, 2.5%, $1,575, marketing, 7%, $4,410, professional services, $1,000, miscellaneous, 5%, $3,150, total operating costs, $64,295, operating loss, $1,295, monthly loss, $1,295, annual operating loss, $15,540, less debt service, $14,200 per month, $170,400, total annual loss, $185,940. This car wash with $756,000 in annual revenue is losing $185,000 annually. The model is unprofitable. What car wash owners don't account for, the brutal reality: subscription penetration isn't 60%. Most new car washes optimistically assume 60% of revenue comes from subscriptions. Reality is often 40% to 50%. Subscription adoption is slower than projected. Per wash customers remain important. The blended economics are worse than the subscription-heavy projections. Equipment failure rate is higher than budgeted. Automatic wash systems are harsh on equipment. Pumps cavitate. Motors burn out. Payment systems malfunction. Electronics fail constantly in a wet environment. Actual maintenance is 15% to 20% of revenue, not 10% to 12%. This compresses margins substantially. Water consumption increases with subscriptions. As subscription penetration increases, water consumption per dollar of revenue increases. A subscription customer washes 2 to 3 times per week. A per wash customer comes once per month. The ratio of water consumption to revenue becomes unfavorable. Water costs climb to 15% to 20% of revenue. Seasonal volatility: winter is peak car washing season. Summer is slower. Fall and spring are moderate. Monthly revenue can fluctuate $20,000 to $40,000 depending on season. But fixed costs and debt service remain constant. Winter is profitable. Summer is break-even or loss-making. Competition reduces subscription prices. A new car wash opens nearby offering $25 monthly unlimited instead of $30. Your customers switch. You drop prices to $25 to compete. Revenue per subscriber drops 17%. Margins compress. You're now fighting a price war with a newer facility with newer equipment. The car wash that actually works financially: you locate in an ultra-premium area with high traffic and wealthy customers. Your facility is immaculate. You charge premium per wash rates, $25 to $35. You keep subscriptions at $45 to $55 monthly, attracting only serious customers. You maintain 30% subscription penetration, lower than average but higher quality. You achieve 150 cars daily through high per wash pricing. Monthly revenue, $85,000 to $95,000. Operating costs are $55,000 to $65,000. Monthly profit, $20,000 to $30,000. Annual profit, $240,000 to $360,000. Now it works. But this requires premium positioning, high per-wash pricing, and selective subscription adoption. Alternatively, you operate a membership-only model with a higher monthly fee, $60 to $80, and unlimited washes. You attract only serious customers who value convenience. Customer quality is higher. Churn is lower. Unit economics improve. The bad scenario, the more common outcome: you open a car wash with $1.2 million invested. You aggressively pursue subscriptions at $25 to $30 monthly. You achieve 70% subscription penetration. Monthly revenue settles at $55,000. But the aggressive subscription pricing destroys per-wash revenue and cannibalizes high-margin transactions. Operating costs are $54,000. You're barely breaking even operationally. Debt service is $14,200 monthly. You're losing $14,200 per month or $170,400 annually. By year 2, you've accumulated $340,000 in cumulative losses. You're considering closing. Most car washes in secondary markets close within 4 to 6 years. The hidden cost nobody discusses: equipment depreciation. A car wash system that costs $500,000 to install depreciates at 10% to 15% annually. After 5 years, it's worth $250,000 to $300,000. After 10 years, it's worth $150,000 to $200,000. The equipment that was supposed to be productive for 20 years is functionally obsolete in 10 to 12 years due to technology advancement and wear. Major system replacement is required every 10 years, a $300,000 to $500,000 capital expenditure. Most operators don't budget for this. It destroys profitability when it happens. The structural advantage of location: a car wash in a high-traffic, affluent area with good visibility and convenient access works. A car wash in a secondary location with lower traffic struggles. The top-performing car wash location might do 150+ cars daily. A poor location might do 50 cars daily. Same equipment, same debt, different revenue. The gap is 3x revenue difference. Location determines survival. Conclusion: the actual economics of car wash ownership. Owning a car wash is a capital-intensive service business with thin margins, high equipment costs, and structural vulnerabilities to subscription model cannibalization. Most car washes are unprofitable or barely profitable after debt service. The money in car washes goes to equipment manufacturers and real estate owners. The car wash operators themselves capture modest margins that are often insufficient to service debt. The separation between car washes that survive and those that fail comes down to 3 factors. Location selection with high traffic and visibility. Premium positioning with high per-wash pricing. Conservative subscription adoption that doesn't cannibalize high-margin per-wash revenue. A car wash built on aggressive subscription adoption at low prices will almost certainly be unprofitable after debt service. The subscription model inverts unit economics. Per-wash customers are more profitable. Subscription customers are less profitable. Here's the brutal reality that car wash owners won't discuss publicly. The subscription model that appears to provide predictable recurring revenue actually destroys profitability. You're trading per wash revenue at $25 plus per customer for subscription revenue at $1 per wash, if customer washes for X monthly at $30 per month. The subscription model is customer acquisition at a loss, betting on customer lifetime value that never materializes because churn is high. If you're considering owning a car wash, understand that you're not building a passive income asset. You're investing $1+ million in equipment that depreciates rapidly, will need replacement in 10 years, and generates insufficient profit to service debt in most locations. Unless you have an exceptional location and premium positioning, you're likely to lose money. The car wash business survives through location advantage and premium positioning. Without both, it's a capital trap.